Hello students. Now in this session I show you some another programs and see what actually happens in this type of programs. Now check here, it is a class, that is the base class, having a non-parameterized constructor. Fine. See here what actually happens, that is test 19 inherit from word, that is base. Anyway, you know that the execution starts from which block? That is main. I am calling the child class constructor. See here. But what I did here, I am calling the child class constructor, but the child class having no constructor. There is no constructor is defined in the child class. You know the rule, it call the default constructor of the child class. But every constructor of the child class must implicitly call the base class which constructor? Non-parameterized. So when I call the child class constructor, it implicitly call the base class constructor. So first it print base. One time it print base. Now second time I call the child class constructor or base class constructor another time. When I call the base class constructor another time, it print another time base. So how many times it print base and base? 2 times. See, I just recap it another time, check. It is very simple question. What actually happens here, there is a rule is there in case of inheritance. When I call a child class constructor, the child class constructor must implicitly call the base class non-parameterized constructor, automatically call the base class non-parameterized constructor. Now here you see the child class having no constructor. There is no constructor is defined in the child class. So when I call the child class constructor, it call the default constructor. But the default constructor of the child class implicitly call or automatically call the base class non-parameterized constructor. So for the first time it print word, that is base. Second, I call the base class non-parameterized constructor another time. When I call the base class constructor, another time it print word base. So how many times it print base and base? 2 times. So fine, it is very simple question. You see, result is B. B is the result. Now I enter into the next program. See, what actually happens here? See, it is another program. I just enter here. Now test 20 is a class. Check here, it is a class. I entered into the main. Now inside the main I just use here try block. Fine. There must be a bad method. Here you see I call the bad method. Have you defined the bad method? Yes. Bad method is a static method. It just throws exception. Simple. There you go. When I use throws keyword, simple word, I just try to explain. I'm not generating any exception here. I just only throws the exception. We covered it in the direct session. What is the meaning of throw and throws? It is not generate. Throw means generate. I'm not generating exception, but I throws the exception. When I throws the exception, as a programmer, I instruct the compiler that the caller of the method bound to handle the exception. So fine. Now, when it call bad method, it have to use which block? Try block. But bad method never generate an exception. So this line must be executed. What did it print first? A. But Java tell that I throws the exception means caller bound to handle it. Caller handle. But it is not generating exception, so this line never be executed. This is not executed. If it generate exception, if this method generate exception, then catch block must be executed. But here what happens? Here the catch block is not executed because I only throws exception. Throws means I'm bound to handle. But the catch block never be executed. Then that is what first it print A. It did not generate exception means this line is executed. You know that try block executed means one block must be executed. What is that? That is a finally block is executed. After finally block, I write a D. It is executed. So result is A, C and D. B never be executed because it does not generate any exception. So the catch block never be executed. This is a very fundamental concept of exception. See, throws means I throws the exception. Caller, main is the caller. Main bound to handle it. But it is not generate exception. If it is not generate exception, next line must be executed. But you remember one thing, catch block never be executed because it does not generate any exception. Getting? Now, A, C, D is the result. Which one is the, I think, D. D is the result. Getting? So, this is what, that is another question I just show you how it is work. Now, I move to the next part. Next is what, that is another question I just use here. That is, this is test 21. I am constructing the upper class object, long object I pass. No problem. But the long hold word at 12. It hold 12. Fine. It is the upper class object I create. And you know that when I write switch F, F means what? A long object. But you know that Java supports what? Autoboxing and unboxing. It supports. You know that by the help of unboxing, the upper class object is converted to what? That is a variable. Now, F is the object, but it is converted to what type? Long type, long data type. But remember one thing, it's an error. Why it's a generate error? Because switch consider only two data type. What is that? One is char, one is char, another one is what? Int. Long is a bigger data type. So it directly generates word, compile time error. Careful. Here Java use a concept called as unboxing. Java use. Where the long object is converted to long data type. But remember, switch parameter must be of what type? Either int or char. But it is long. Long is a bigger data type. Would you require? Casting. Now you check, is it error is available here? Fine. Compilation fails. That is D is the result. This is the result. Careful. D is the result. Now I move to the, that is the next part. See here. Now another program I just show you what actually happens. Now similar type of question of exception. See here. There you go. Exception is the main topic. Exception is the important topic. When you are facing an interview, basically you face lots of questions from exception and multi-threading, collection. These are the main areas. Now see here, I'm just enter into test 22. Now bad method is a method. It is a static method. It generate. Throw means what? Generate. It generate runtime exception. See here. Now what actually happens? A runtime exception object is constructed. Fine. It enter into the main. Main call the bad method. You know that main is a static method. Bad method is also a static method. One static method can call another static method directly. Directly it call, I call directly, no problem. Now it is the try block. When I call the try block, inside that I call bad method. See, when I call the bad method, what the problem is, this method generate runtime exception. When this method generate exception, control never move to this line. A never be printed. Because it generate exception. It tried to be handled. I caught it by exception object. Now you see. Can you handle it by exception reference? Yes. Because exception is the base class of runtime exception. I try to handle it by base class reference. When I handle it by the base class reference, catch block must be executed. What did it print first? B. Then the finally block must be executed. Because you know that try block executed means one block must be executed. What the block is? Finally. First it print B, then it print C. After that, D must be printed. Because after the execution is over, inside the main, I print what? That is called as D. So B, C, D is the result. Where is that? This one is the result. D. D is the result. So careful in the previous program that not generate exception but throws exception. But this program generate exception. When it generate exception, you know that control never move to the next line, immediately sorts the catch block. And here you see catch block is executed. Now after that I move to that is next program. Here you see. Now what actually happens in this case I show you. Now another program I just enter here. What actually happens? Now here you see I just write here that is the another class is there. What the class name is test 23. Fine. What happens here? I value is 0, 0 less than 3. Is the condition satisfied? Yes, condition satisfied. Now switch I. What is the value of I is 0. But when it enter into 0, it is a break. Break means terminate. Nothing is printed. Fine. Then after that, I value increase to 1. When I value increase to 1, what actually happens here? Case 1 is available. Yes. What did it print? 1. Then no break statement is there. What did it print? 2. Then no break statement is there. What did it print? That is 3. 1, 2, 3 it print. Then after that, I value increased to what? That is 2. When it increased to 2, 2 less than 3. Yes, switch I. That is 2. It print another time 2. Then it print that is 3 because no break statement is there. It print 2, then it print 3. But after that, I value is 3. 3 less than 3. My condition is not satisfied. Now terminate from that is switch case, terminate from the loop. After that, what did it print? Done. Are you getting 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, then done is the result. Very simple question. Inside the for loop, there is switch case is there. As inside the for loop switch case is there, the execution is just like this. Now check here. Is there any statement of 1, 2, 3, 2, 3 done? That is the result. D is the result. See. Now after that, I move to another program. Check here. That is another important program. You just see what actually happens here. I just write here public class test 24. Now here you see public static void main. I just enter into the main. X value is 4. Are you getting? I just declare a local variable. Here what actually happens here? The local variable value is what? 4. I just declare it. System out println value is. I have a print statement. X greater than 4. Is the condition satisfied or not satisfied? Not satisfied. X value is 4. But what is the condition I pass? Condition is X greater than 4. Condition not satisfied. You know that that is called as ternary operator. It is single line if else condition. If condition satisfied, this is the result. If condition not satisfied, then this is the result. So you feel that result must be 9. Result must be 9. But no. What it tells? It tells that both the constant must have same type. Now 9 is of what type? Int. 99.9 is of what type? Double. Double occupy 8 byte of memory. Int occupy how much byte of memory? 4 byte. So both must be same type. So int is auto converted to what? Double. Now when int is auto converted double, is it 9 or 9.0? 9.0. When it is 9.0, value must be 9.0. Check here. It is not the result. It is not the result. It is the result. Remember, value is 9.0. Don't tell that 9. There is a constant is there. Java tell that. Both the constant in case of ternary operator must be of similar type. 9 is int. 99.9 is double. Double occupy 8 byte of memory. Int occupy 4 byte of memory. When both must be same type, int is auto converted to word, double. So when int converted to double, is it a 9 or 9.0? 9.0. Your condition not satisfied. Second one is the result. When second one is the result, is it a 9 or 9.0? 9.0. That's all about, that is today's explanation. Please check all this program. I'm not explaining this program. I'm just giving you some tricks to write the code. That give you some courage to write the code. That give you some tricks of writing the code. That give you some satisfaction for learning a language. Thank you.